and welcome to the Joy of Yoga. We are going to be doing a full body yoga flow. This is going to be great for anybody, beginners, intermediates alike, but this is especially going to be good for people who are interested in swimming, who are swimmers, or if you're just starting out in being a mermaid and want to feel comfortable in the water. But if you're none of those people, go ahead and follow along. All right, go ahead and make sure that your knees are just under your hips, and we're going to make sure that we're stacked nice and tall. We're pressing the pelvis through the hips and then engaging the core, rolling the shoulders back and down, kind of a kneeling mountain pose here, standing really tall, lengthening the top back part of the spine, breathing. Smile. Relax the jaw. All right, we're going to go into sort of a cat-cow dive exercise here. So we're going to bring the arms up overhead, lapping one hand on top of the other, fingers facing up. And on our exhale, we're gonna round the spine, pointing the fingers towards the mat, really engaging that belly, and inhale, pushing through with the pelvis. And exhale, diving down. As you can see, I'm sinking back a little bit on my knees here. So almost like a kneeling squat now too. Whenever you're swimming or doing any form of exercise, really, it's important to have your back and core muscles up to functioning conditions. You want them to really save you from falls or hurting your back. And last time, exhale. Wonderful. Now go ahead and place your hands onto your hips for stability. We're going to take our right leg out in front, kind of walk it out a little bit, and then we are going to kneel into that front knee here, making sure that your knee isn't past your ankle. If this is too much on your back knee, you can always fold your mat underneath to kind of take the pressure off of your kneecap. But make sure you're standing up nice and tall here. Really keeping that right hip pulling back, the left hip pulling forward, and then pressing through the hips. So I'm feeling a lengthening on the top of my left leg and on the bottom of my right leg. And breathing. You can even take your hands, place them just above the knee. Focusing on lengthening the spine. And on your next inhale, go ahead and place your hands on either side of your leg and straighten that front leg to fold forward. So we're really pulling the belly in here, still reaching that right hip back, left hip forward. Pointing the toes down. You can also flex them though if you want to get a little extra hamstring stretch here. Reaching through with the chest, not the shoulders or the nose. We want the shoulders to stay back so that way the spine stays long. Only where you're at. Even if you're up here, that's okay. Even if you're right here, that's fine. Moving at whatever your pace is. Breathing, filling your whole body with oxygen. And inhale, come back to kneeling. And hands on the hips, taking that left foot out in front of us now, walking it out just a little bit further, and pressing that left knee forward, pulling the left hip back still, right hip forward, gauging the core, shoulders rolled back and down. I'm not cranking my neck to look up. I'm not checking myself out. Just keeping a nice neutral gaze. Smile, you're doing yoga. And inhale, taking the hands to the mat, pressing the knee straight. You can flex that left foot you want, if you would like, taking the toes up towards the sky. And exhaling, folding forward with the chest. I'm not hunching forward like a velociraptor. Keeping the chest nice and tall as if you're a ballerina, folding forward. Lots of control here. Pulling that belly in, tucking it with the ribs. And always breathing. Imagine what it would be like to send your breath to your hamstrings and feel your hamstrings expanding as you take in that breath. How would you do that? What would that feel like if you were capable of sending your breath to certain areas of your body? Sounds impossible, I know, but anything with practice can be achieved. And on your next inhale, go ahead and come back to kneeling, but now we are going to lay down on our bellies. All right, go ahead and lay down all the way onto your mat. You're going to just bring your chin up so that way your spine is neutral, keeping your chest onto the mat. We're going to lift the legs off the ground, pressing the hips down towards the floor, and then we are going to start kicking. And if this is too much for you, you can just hold your legs. That's perfectly fine. Keeping the spine nice and neutral, breathing. And exhale, slowly lower down. Do not collapse. We want to hold control. Taking some breaths here. Now we're going to do that with our arms. So keeping our legs pressed into the ground, we're going to reach our chest off the mat, keeping the shoulders rolled back and down. Again, you can just stay here if this is enough for you, or you can start paddling your arms up and down. And stay breathing. Keeping the neck exposed. We don't want our shoulders up here. That's how we hurt our neck. Breathing, storm within, calm without. And exhale, slowly lowering down. Great job. All right. Now, if you just want to stick with the legs or the arms, that's great, but we're going to go up and put that together now. So we're going to inhale into a locust pose, or you can always take the arms back behind you as well. But now, legs and feet together, kicking. Always breathing. Nice things, please, in your head. Don't cuss me out. I know it burns. A little bit longer. And exhale, slowly lower down. Do not collapse. Oh, good job. Take your breaths here. All right, placing your hands on the mat, you can push back into a child's pose to counteract the back bend we just did. You can take your knees out wide towards the sides of the mat or knees together, whatever your body needs. Sinking back onto your heels, reaching the arms out nice and long. Taking deep breaths, rounding the spine, feeling the rib cage expand. Exhaling, melting into the mat, releasing tension. You can even rock side to side on the hips. Alright, now whenever you're ready, we're going to come to tabletop position, kneeling with our hands on the mat under the shoulders. Taking the knees to hips distance apart. You can tuck your toes for a little extra stability if you'd like, or you can leave the tops of your feet flat on the mat. Just make sure that they're trailing straight behind you and not curving in. You're going to have a nice, strong tabletop here, engaging the core, rounding the tailbone down and under, reaching the shoulders back and down, nice long neutral spine. If this is enough of a workout for you, please feel free to stay right here. But what we're going to do now is take our left leg out, so we're touching our toe right out behind us, touching our right fingers out in front of us, and inhale, lifting. I'm pressing my back heel away, flexing my toes, reaching my right hand forward, trying to keep my hips square. So I'm not picking up that hip. I'm keeping everything nice and level. Reaching long, breathing. Trying to reach higher and higher. And exhale, slowly lowering back down. Take a moment here to catch your breath. You can wiggle out the left wrist if you need to. All right, and then taking out that right foot. Left hand comes out now, keeping the hips nice and level. Inhaling to lift the arm and leg simultaneously, pressing that right heel away. And breathing, slowly trying to raise your arm and leg. If you're just right here, that's okay. If you're just tapping to get off the mat still, that's great. Wherever you're at, just making sure, keeping everything engaged here, breathing. I don't say that enough. I'm sure I say it too much. And exhale, slowly lower down. Catching our breath here. Now we're going to take that left foot back, keeping both hands planted where they are. We're going to reach that left leg up, trying to keep our hips square, lifting with our heel. And we're going to start pressing up, pulsing. If just holding your leg in the air is enough of a workout, great. Find a modification that works for you. You can hang out there. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. Breathing. And exhale. Slowly lowering down. Same thing other side. Right leg comes out. Pointing the heel up. Lifting that back leg. Keeping the hips square. Again, I'm not taking my hip up. Everything's parallel to the floor. And pulsing up with the breath. If sitting on your hands this long is too much for your wrists, you can always come down. You can always come down to your elbows. Whatever is best for you. Breathing. So you'll feel this in the booty. And exhale. Slowly lower down. Go ahead and exhale, folding back into a child's pose. Taking the knees however you want. Again, you can rock side to side, massaging the hips out. And exhale, we're going to walk our hands out to the right. Picking our belly up, placing it over the right thigh as much as you can. Really reaching with this left hand. And as you breathe in, expanding the left rib cage. And inhaling back to center. Exhale, walking to the left. Again, really reaching with that right arm, trying to keep the hips pressing into the mat. Breathing. And on your next inhale, coming back to center, take a complete breath here. Really reaching long. Please feel free to stay in this pose as long as you'd like, or you can flip over for corpse pose. Great job, and thank you for joining us today. We hope that this helped you. Please let me know if you are a swimmer or interested in becoming a mermaid, and if this helped you. Thank you so much and have a great day.